You know FNAF 4, the game where the crying child has a fight against all of the nightmares, and then the Bite of 83 happens and all, and then he has to fight against death itself, shown as Fredbear, because, Bite of 83's crap. I don't think that's true, at all. Because he obviously died when that happened. So who could have fought off against them? Because the game keeps going. And the FNAF timeline is very complicated. And very long, too. So, of course, a lot of time could have passed between the Bite of 83 and FNAF 4. And me personally, I think it was Michael that had to deal with it. Because the illusion discs show up in FNAF's sister location. This will be important later. So why do I think it's him? Well, of course, how would the crying child survive so long after being bitten extremely hard, which if you know anything about science, you know that thing would absolutely dominate that kid's head, and there is no way that it could take so long until he inevitably passes. So I feel like he immediately died during the Bite of 83, and FNAF 4 happens in Michael's perspective. So, what about the nightmares? How? How do they show up? Well, we know that William Afton has hallucination gas and the illusion disc. So, in sister location, there is an Easter egg where if you type 1983, the bedroom shows up. The FNAF 4 bedroom. You can tell despite the very low quality image. So I assume that with the hallucination gas and the illusion disc, it caused the nightmares to appear every night. And because a lot of time, probably months could have passed, he probably slowly but surely forgot about the bite. Until inevitably, the nightmares started coming along. And as it slowly came back to him, he couldn't remember much. But the nightmares were made out of his mind. So, of course, they started sort of speaking to him with his own memories. Was it me? Was it me? Or me? And, of course, as the last one speaks, or was it, it cuts off because he finally found out what it was. It was Fredbear. And now, for the final nights, the only thing that is on his mind is that Fredbear caused it. And therefore, Fredbear is the one haunting him the whole time. And every time he goes to sleep, he remembers what his brother was like. And realizing, crap, I was kind of a jerk. And of course, there's the box. What is in the box? The box has changed its meanings many times. But I feel like the first ever variant of the box was probably the Foxy mask. The main thing that he had on while all of this happened. He had the mask on during the Bite of 83. So, of course, he probably wouldn't want to remember it. So he locked it away in the box. Kind of like if you were to get rid of a piece of clothing and just leave it in the closet. But that's just my hypothesis, so all of this probably isn't true.